Despite being a lizard, it is called a dragon, and sometimes even a crocodile. If you're not afraid of lizards in general, the Komodo dragon will easily scare you at first sight. In addition to its enormous size, which is completely disproportionate to its status as a lizard, it also possesses a set of physical characteristics that make it resemble a deadly machine that preys on everything around it in the most gruesome ways possible. Welcome to Feral Finds, where truth meets mystery and reality intertwines with fantasy. In this episode, we'll talk about the Komodo dragon. Before we start, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the bell so you can receive our videos. While most lizards reach an average length of a few centimeters, the Komodo dragon, which is considered a lizard, can reach 3 meters in length and weighs around 100 kilograms, making it the largest species of lizard on Earth. The Komodo dragon first appeared on the radar of Western scientists in 1912 in a limited area of several Indonesian islands in Southeast Asia, one of which is known as Komodo Island, where it was rumored that dragon-like creatures lived on its land. It was from here that the lizard got its name. However, the local residents in Indonesia call this giant Aura, or the land crocodile, which is a name that better describes the Komodo dragon's elongated head, short legs, and long tail. The Komodo dragon is characterized by a set of physical features that make it one of the most dangerous living creatures on Earth. Its rough and strong skin, supported by scales and bony plates, makes it resemble a shield. In addition to its long claws and powerful tail, which almost matches its entire length, the Komodo dragon possesses 60 sharp teeth that can reach up to 2.5 centimeters in length, with serrated edges that resemble shark teeth. Its sharp teeth help it tear the flesh of its prey with ease. Until recently, it was believed that the danger of the Komodo dragon's bite was due to the huge number of bacteria present in its mouth, which feed on dead and rotting meat. But in 2009, it was discovered that the bite of the Komodo dragon is much more dangerous than we had imagined. Brian Fry, a researcher in toxicology at Melbourne University in Australia, revealed that the danger of the Komodo dragon's bite is not only due to the bacteria in its mouth, but also to the venom of the Komodo dragon itself. In reality, it is one of the few venomous lizards on Earth. The giant lizard has 2 glands in its lower jaw that produce proteins that rapidly lower blood pressure and facilitate rapid blood loss in its prey. If the Komodo dragon attacks a prey and fails to finish it off and it escapes, the venom will eventually kill it. After that, the lizard can use its extraordinary sense of smell to easily track the prey after it loses consciousness due to the venom and the massive blood loss. Speaking of the sense of smell, the Komodo dragon, like snakes and most lizards, has a forked tongue, and the Komodo dragon uses its tongue to taste and sense the air and smell. As soon as the lizard sticks its tongue out into the air, it captures microscopic particles carried by the air. Then the tongue returns to the mouth and enters the surface of the mouth in an organ inside the mouth called the Jacobson's organ, which allows it to detect the scent of any animal that is dying or dead from a distance of more than 3 kilometers. Some sources have mentioned that the distance can reach more than 9 kilometers. Regarding the sense of sight, the Komodo dragon's vision is no less amazing than its sense of smell. Its strong vision allows it to see something from a distance of 300 meters. Although it cannot see at night as it does during the day, the sense of hearing is the weakest sense in the Komodo dragon, as it cannot hear low or high sounds. A creature with these abilities, accompanied by an insatiable appetite, will eat almost everything in its surroundings, both living and dead, even if it's of its own kind. They consume reptiles, birds, monkeys, and goats, and the Komodo dragon's diet includes large animals compared to its size, such as deer, pigs, and water buffalo. Its wide appetite allows it to consume up to 80% of its body weight in a single meal. Their hunting style relies on camouflage and stillness until a respectable-sized prey approaches. Then they swiftly attack, bringing it down to the ground, using their legs to immobilize it and their sharp teeth to bite and swallow it in one go. Its strong venom helps it kill its prey quickly, to the extent that a Komodo dragon was observed finishing off a wild boar in just a few seconds. In addition, it sometimes uses its powerful tail to bring down large deer and pigs. If its prey is relatively small in size, like a goat, the Komodo dragon doesn't waste time tearing off pieces of meat, but swallows it whole. The large amounts of saliva in the dragon's mouth facilitate the swallowing process, as it covers the prey's entire body and helps it slide down to the stomach. However, this process takes some time until the prey is swallowed whole. Here, the presence of a small tube connected to the lungs beneath the tongue allows it to breathe while swallowing. Due to the massive meal it consumes once, digestion also takes a considerable amount of time. In the event that the food remains in its stomach for a long time without being digested, the dragon can harm itself. Therefore, after a meal, the Komodo dragon usually rests in a sunny spot to speed up the digestion process. Afterward, it regurgitates the undigested parts of the meal, such as hair, horns, and bones, similar to what an owl does after finishing its meal. The massive meal it consumes can sustain it for a whole month without eating, due to its slow metabolism, which converts food into energy. Thus, 12 decent meals a year are enough for a single dragon to survive. However, despite this, it can eat more than its necessary reserves for life, even if it's the smaller dragons. If there's not enough food available for the adult Komodo dragons, or even if food is present, but there's a nearby smaller dragon, it can devour the smaller ones. This is the reason why the young dragons avoid the larger ones and spend most of their early years on trees. Additionally, dragons sometimes attack humans, and the problem is that with their massive bodies, they can reach speeds of around 20 kilometers per hour, while the average adult human running speed ranges from 16 to 24 kilometers per hour. So, if a dragon sees you and decides to eat you, it will chase you, and it won't be easy to escape, especially in a state of fear that might leave you unable to move. Moreover, they feed on human corpses, and their famous habit of burrowing leads them to sometimes raid graves and eat the bodies of the deceased. This has led the local residents of Komodo Island to place rocks on top of graves to protect them from dragon attacks. The natural habitats of the Komodo dragon vary from tropical forests to grasslands. Regardless of the environment they live in, the most important factor for them is that it is hot and dry. In the wild, they reside in burrows or dens that they dig themselves using their strong claws, or they use pre-existing burrows. These burrows provide shelter from the cold nights and the intense heat during the day. Their natural presence is primarily concentrated in 5 Indonesian islands, 4 of which are part of Komodo National Park. The dragons lead solitary lives throughout their lifespan, which can reach up to 30 years, and they rarely interact with each other except during the mating season between May and August. As a result of this process, the female lays 20 to 30 eggs in September. The mother typically creates multiple nests to deceive predators. The incubation period lasts for about 8 months before the hatchlings emerge, which require a very long time, ranging from 8 to 9 years, to grow. They spend most of this period on trees, away from predators and adult dragons. If they happen to come down from the trees, they rub their bodies in feces, in the hope that the scent will deter adult dragons. Their diet during this stage consists of insects, bird eggs, and small lizards. One peculiar aspect of the Komodo dragon is that females do not necessarily require males for reproduction and fertilization of the eggs. They possess the ability of parthenogenesis or virgin birth, meaning the female can lay eggs without any involvement from males. However, it appears that this species did not originate on the Indonesian islands. Recently, fossils dating back to 1 to 4 million years ago were discovered in eastern Australia, suggesting that the dragons migrated from Australia to the Indonesian islands around 900,000 years ago. Currently, there are an estimated 6,000 Komodo dragons distributed across the Indonesian islands, with most of them protected within Komodo National Park, which attracts visitors from all over the world to witness the giant lizards. Do you generally fear lizards? And if you don't, what would be your reaction if you saw a Komodo dragon in the wild? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel to receive our latest videos. Peace.